Babe, don't come off clean. And this sadomasochist and the dream. I won't let you be. Well, you're not a human being. Shame. Don't come off clean. When you're deep in the SMC. Zero is what it should be. Masochist is the dream. Zero isn't what it could be. And what they kinda get from it. Taste the whip and not make you bleed. Taste the beat and I make you unseen. Take your wounds with me. Let be. Shame. Don't come off clean. You're deep in a masochist scene. Do you wanna be Josephine Electric? You're gonna let that be. You're gonna let me run free. You're gonna let me leave. You're gonna do that on your knees. But shame, it won't be. No, that's not all of me. I got the whip, and that's what you need. Did I tell you you could speak? Did I tell you you were free? And did I tell you you could speak? And did I tell you you could leave? Did I tell you you could speak? Did I tell you you could leave? Did I tell you had the right to be free? Did I tell you about Josephine, you'll be down me? Did me? You're so damn great. You're just another thing. Just another boy being used by me. Now you're crying, now you're crying, now you're crying, now you're crying. Oh, so sad, so sad. Won't you run home? Your mom is dead. Oh, so sad, oh, so bad. Won't you go run home? Your mom is dead. Won't you go run home? You can come back. Maybe you can run home and you come back. Oh, so sad, oh, so sad. I'm the best freak you ever had. Shame doesn't rub off. Shame doesn't come off. Seems you like to cry a lot. So sad that you're lost. Shame doesn't come off. You don't know how to get off. Less feel that loss of oxygen. Then you go off. Josephine knows you need Stephanie's waiting for a tag team. Just you need. Stephanie, please take me. Stop me. Stop me. That shame. Just come off. That's action. That how you get off. Shame. Just come off. Like oxygen. Is that how you get off? Get it wrong. Get it wrong. Stay strong. Get it all. Have a bone. Get it hard. All night long. And do it wrong.
This is Phantom Electric Ghost, and this is our continuing series of song deconstructions. We're on episode 77, and I want to thank all the PEG fans. We're at 1,800 listens on multiple platforms, including Spotify and Apple, Anchor, and Radio Public. So this episode, PEG dives deeper into S&M, takes My Domo Ways, and as I said before, when I created Josephine Electric, who is the lead singer of Phantom Electric Ghost, the initial impressions I got from fans was that she seemed to be a dominatrix. And then I started to double down on that idea in a lot of the songs. The songs from Indigo Menace, our second album, it's available on Amazon.com. There are tracks that kind of go into that idea. And, you know, it's hard to talk about tracks when the album is out of print to a certain extent. At least the download version is out of print. But we do have the electronic download version in our mastering files. So what we've said to people is if they subscribe to Phantom Electric Ghost, that we can provide you with a copy, either as a download, or we can send you the Amazon version of the album, which still is being sold, but the download versions don't exist except for my original masters, which then I can send to you through Google Drive, through the email. But diving more into what this song is Josephine, is playing her role as a S&M princess or queen, and she kind of loves that role, in that she really finds her voice in these kind of sessions where she describes herself being the dominant actor and in control of the situation. A lot of what we've done with these songs, this song uses our hardware workflow. We don't use a DAW. We typically have been, from the beginning, using the Arturia Beatstep Pro with a JDXI and the drum machines embedded in the JDXI to create rhythms. This particular song has a EDM kind of trance rhythm being done through the Arturia Beatstep Pro in chain mode. And we let that play out onto our Zoom. And then on top of it, we've been experimenting with our Moog Mother 32, which we have in a Eurorack, where we have it connected to a Make Noise Maths utility module. And you can see a lot of good information on the maths from Lollipop and other people who have reviewed it on the net. But I think Lollipop's best is got one of the best tutorials. He's really detailed, awesome like a music professional instructor, teacher. He really guides people in how to use a lot of cool hardware synth technology from sequencers to synths. And I appreciate his analysis of anything he looks at, from the grandmother to, lately he looked at the Square Pyramid sequencer in like an hour-long session. He's he's awesome. And in this regard, the Maths Utility Module really can affect any kind of Eurorack or any modular synth that you bring a signal into, and we've been able to use it to really mold and shape the Mother 32 sound, which is surprisingly big for a single oscillator synth. We believe that when we combine it with the sum capabilities of the Maths module, we make it a lot fatter. Running it through a digital delay on the MX1 performance mixer makes it fatter. Playing with the CV on it alters the signal paths that makes it, you can kind of fake out a Mother 32 that sound like it has 3 oscillators. And so we've been playing with that and deepening the sound. And a lot of what we did in this track is actually play with the filters and play with the knob per function capability of the Mother 32 live as we recorded it. And that's where you see a significant change in the sound of the Mother from the beginning to the end of the song. In addition, we have some modulation percussive sounds coming from a drummer from another mother. And as always, we've been using our current setup for Josephine has been Studio Electronics microphone connected to a VTO3 vocal transformer. And this time we actually used the MX1 mixer with all the effects turned on, because it actually can have multiple effects applied to a channel. So we have all the effects applied to her voice, and it does significantly alter it in a way. And we've been playing with Josephine's voice for years, doing all kinds of things to it to make it extremely female sounding, which is our goal. We've had a lot of situations where the proof of our development on her voice has been that people have contacted us and thought that Josephine is a female, that she is real. They approach her and they send an email to her. Now, I actually have an email set up, Josephine Electric at gmail.com. And when artists and producers approach me, sometimes they talk to her. Now, on my Instagram and on my social media, I indicate that I am a producer and Josephine is a, creation or manifestation of my concept. She is like the gorilla, she's a created character for this band of phantoms. But that shows you sometimes people don't read your profile before they contact you. So, that does happen a couple of times where that we've been approached. We've actually been invited to London as Josephine to go to some shows and things. So I think that kind of is kind of cool if you think about it. But you got to control that to a certain degree because you don't want to misrepresent yourself. But we've been pretty clear that Josephine is me through my sonic explorations. And I'm not sure if some folks don't appreciate the dominatrix side of Josephine. Maybe they like her more psychedelic or less like rough tracks. But we've been in that mode again. We go into it from time to time. We've sometimes, focused on melancholia because of our situation we had in the last year. We lost, I lost my father to Alzheimer's. I lost my parakeet. She died of old age, Vanity, rest in peace. And lost my a true friend, my brother's first wife. She died from MS. And then I lost the relationship I had with the great electronic artist All Control K. So I mean, had a lot of losses stacking up, a lot of things I learned, and when you live life, you get to middle age. I'm at age 51. A lot of things happen. I've learned a lot of things. Still learning all the time. It's just hard when you're an artist. Sometimes when you're writing music, and you work with somebody, sometimes you can feel the passion of that music that you're creating. Kind of feel that it also implies that there's passion between you and the other co-creator, and that sometimes is not the case. It's all about the music, and you can fall into that trap, and that's happened to me a couple times. So trying to move forward with all the things I do, all the work I've been doing lately, and just keep it strictly musical and business oriented. But you can't control your heart. In the future, I tap into that again. I apologize in advance, but it's all really about the music and the passion that gets into that. And you can legitimately really feel for somebody that you're working with, and you just got to deal with it straight up and just tell people what it is. I think that in the future is the way to go, is just to be really honest about your feelings. And if somebody doesn't, like that or feels pressured by that, then you gotta move on. As we indicated on the actual description of this episode, if you subscribe to our podcast on Anchor FM at the $4.99 or $9.99 level, we can provide you with download files from one of our first 3 albums that are on Amazon.com but no longer on download services or streaming services. These are Something Wicked, Stance DJ, Sweet New York Soul Surrender, and Indigo Menace. We are looking forward to getting our OPZ from Teenage Engineering. We're going to start our series of product reviews when we receive that. Even though we've got a lot of gear we could review, we're going to start with that one in our Studio B, using our tripod and our new Apple iPhone XS Max. So we're going to try that. We're working on getting the 3.0 version of the Phantom outfit, which will focus on a Phantom of the Opera kind of half mask to make it better for performance sake. We're also working toward getting a Roland AX synth, AX Edge synth. We're looking forward to doing some more Facebook Live performances. We've been heavily recording this year, working on the Dark Ghost concept album, working on a bunch of other ideas that have been releases on Fanburst and SoundCloud. And we've got multiple many single releases on all the streaming platforms. We've been consistently putting out singles almost every week for the last couple months. Some of those songs have turned into what is the collection of Dark Ghost, which is the concept we were working with TurnerBell.com, which is a follow-up really to the first 3 Phantom Electric Ghost albums. And it's a monster album. It has multiple configurations, but probably the most stable configuration is on SoundCloud that you can find. We're working on trying to get the physical copy. We may shift the playlist here and there. We've got a couple versions of what the playlist should be for that record. It's a pretty ambitious album. It's like a 2-hour album. It's a little extreme, but we've always been extreme. And we've got other albums that are shorter that we can put out. But this is our big statement of our artistic intent to create expansive sound, which is, a merging of many styles of music, not just electronic or trance, but progressive rock, traditional rock, singer-songwriting, and indie kind of lo-fi alternative in the tradition of bands like Big Star, Alex Chilton's Big Star, and Lou Reed's Velvet Underground. That's kind of where we're coming from with the way we like to write music. And We thank all the fans, as again we've got over 75,000 listens on SoundCloud, almost 38,000 on Fanburst, 5,000 fans on Facebook, 1,800 listeners on Anchor FM. So, we're doing pretty well. We got about 1,800 on Twitter. We've been trying to talk to a lot of different record labels, and we've had some indie record labels that have been interested in what we're doing. But we've been highly independent most of our career because we like to put out a lot of content just because that's what we do. We're thinking if we work with a record label, they probably put the kibosh on that and kind of stop it. But we are open to trying to get our music out further, and we've been many years running an indie operation. If we can get out there in a different way, we're open to it to a certain extent. We have primarily been focused in this year on acquiring more recording tools, and we're still in that vein with our OPZ coming, and then the ability to have the Roland Axe Edge as a kind of showmanship performance tool. We're highly looking at. We've got our Desert Island Dream Sense of the Moog 1 and the Prophet XL. More realistic in our vision for the next sense that we're looking at, or the System 8 and the Moog Grandmother. And we're really hoping that Moog puts out the Subharmonicon, which they had at the Moog Fest this year. We think that's a revelation in synthesis. It has a very interesting sequencer. Lollipop reviewed it. It's very awesome. Also, we put a shout out to Cuckoo, who has done an awesome job on explaining how the OPZ works. And just shifting back to the OPZ, there was a really cool unboxing video on YouTube that shows how easy it is to open up the OPZ. And then when you open up the OPZ, you find that there's a internal module that can be updated by just popping it in and out. And the first module looks like a CV implementation, so you could connect the OPZ directly to modular Euroracks, which is awesome. In addition, there was a little, in that same area, the module that's in there that's kind of like a placeholder module had these little arms or legs for an iPhone. So in the current OPZ, there's like 4 little like Lego-like external inputs or outputs, like section for the interface for the future modifications. It's kind of like on a Lego set. It's got the kind of configuration of the little expert builder little rods to kind of have like a 4 axes on it, and the inside of their little arms that can hold a cell phone as a screen, which is kind of interesting that Teenage Engineering has not really advertised the fact that they have these little arms embedded in the machine, and maybe they were just going to kind of sneak it out when the first module came out and tell people, oh yeah, you can open it up and do that. And I haven't heard anybody say that it's actually mentioned in the manual. I don't know how far people read the manual. Synthesis sometimes don't read the manual all the way. But it was interesting in that unboxing video that Teenage Engineering actually built a way to connect your phone. Not exactly connect it, but make it so it's actually upright. And that's very cool. It shows the level of thought that they have going into that machine. And I think I'm going to totally talk about that when I get mine, and show what I'm talking about in the YouTube video that we're going to create. Because we're going to create Phantom Electric Ghost and Josephine Electric songs with the OPZ as well as reviewing it. And our intention to use the OPZ is for performance and recording. And we're very excited. We've been told by Sweetwater.com it's probably more toward the end of the month of November that this will come out. We're hoping it comes out sooner than that, but we've been patiently waiting for almost 3-4 years for this thing, and we'll see what we can do with it. We're very excited. We think it's going to give us another tool, kind of like the way the Arturia Beat Step Pro really defined a lot of how Phantom Electric Ghost music is constructed. This sequencer is going to be a big it's going to be a clear defining tool in our timeline. That when you see our kind of Arturia Beat Step Pro created music, and it was kind of like when I only used my Juno GI and internal 4-track recorder or multi-track recorder, there was like a certain vibe to what I was doing with that stuff before I became Phantom Electric Ghost. And then when I became Phantom Electric Ghost, the JDXI and the Beat Step Pro became signature tools or elements of my sound. What was happened since then is like the Morphogene and the Moog Mother 32 and DFAM have become big elements in our sound, and we think the OPZ is going to bring a different level of sound to our capabilities. And then we're hoping in the future when we get a Moog 1 or Prophet, any of the Prophets, but the Prophet XL would be the one we really want. Though a 6 and a Rev 2 are also very enticing, but we think that those devices will give us another signature kind of line in the sand of when we start using it. You'll be able to hear it in our sound, what that changes or the way, the character of what we do. And that's why we like these hardware synths, because they really provide a certain vibe to what you're doing. They have a fullness in their sound. And I understand there's a lot of people who use the plugins, and I've worked with people that use the plugins on FL Studio and other DAWs. But there has always been something about using my hardware that's drawn my collaborators to work with me because of the hardware synth's character. So that's what we have to say about that, and we'll talk to folks later. We are going to be interviewing Hydra, and we're going to be talking to Aria and Synth Girl in the next month. Thanks.